some of you will go through the process knowing you want a particular school, you have an opportunity from them, and it's just a matter of a little bit of time, and the decision to go there is very, very easy because you have this one school you knew you wanted all along. But for a majority of people, you're working through a decision process, starting with many schools, or at least with a reasonable set of 5-10 schools that you're going to consider, and you're going to work through the research and marketing process for those schools. As you get towards the point where you're going to be making a decision, whether because you are now comfortable with a set of schools or it's just getting to be that time, so to speak, then narrowing your list to 2 or 3 schools, if you're fortunate to have that many options, is really a good idea, even if it's just 2 schools, where you've narrowed yourself down to those couple of schools, and you know from that group these are options that you have, and you're going to decide which of those choices you want to make. And then once you've done that, in the later stages of the process, it's actually productive sometimes to be transparent with the coaches and say, okay, well, I'm down to a short list, and I'm just going to make my final decision over this period of time, whether it's a couple of weeks or it's a couple of months, whatever's appropriate for your situation. When coaches know that a player has a short list and they're on it, assuming they're embracing you and wanting you at the school, when coaches know that, it brings them comfort. So they know what they're working with, so to speak, as opposed to somebody who's open and has 10 or 11 choices or something still. But when you're down to 2 or 3 or 4 schools and a coach knows, okay, we've got a 25% chance or a 30% chance, so to speak, of getting this player, that's a lot easier for them to work with, and they take comfort in that. And then lastly, before you make a final decision, have a final conversation with your family or with those people that are guiding you about, hey, I've decided to choose school A. This is why I'm choosing it over B and C, and here are the reasons. And let them have some discussion with you about it, because they might ask you a few questions that, worst case, is just going to reinforce your decision and let you confirm why you're making that decision.